Yes, I am Jim. I'm an injured worker. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring awareness that laws need to be changed and looked into in regards to Idaho workers' compensation. Injured workers give up our rights to sue our companies for entitlement to workers' compensation under an insurance policy as a no-fault accident. I want to show that there is corruptness in workers' compensation, but I need your help to do that. I'm going to show you something in regards to how they took advantage of me. But I had the documents. Unfortunately, some people don't have this opportunity. But I have documents to show how the corruptness is and how it's handled. I have a letter here dated August 1st of 2013. And it's by my attorney, Lynn. My injury was April 17th of 2008. Lynn didn't come into the picture to be my attorney until January of 2010. Lynn is also sits on District 15 as a politician. Figure that. Who oversees Idaho state and government affairs. Imagine that. And part of that is the rulemakings of the Industrial Commission, who does the findings of facts and conclusions of law in regards to what us injured workers are entitled to. I caught the State Serenity Insurance Fund, the policy holders of my company, and who pays out in regards to injured workers. But I'm being told that the insurance company can't make no moves unless the Industrial Commission gives the okay, because we give up our rights to sue our company for their neglect for workers' compensation. So in order to get workers' compensation in the state, all state laws and federal, because even though it's run under state, as I've learned, but they have government money coming in as funds. So some parts of the State Industrial Commission is also governed by federal laws. And due to the fact that Lynn is an Idaho politician and also an Idaho workers' compensation attorney specialist, is how he puts himself out there. It says right here. Certified Specialist Workers' Compensation. This is Lynn, Idaho politician. This is how Idaho works and how they defraud the injured workers, because I'm still fighting. Because I'm not a quitter. And I'm not saying you all are quitters either. Because we're all fighting. Every day we get up and put our feet on the ground when we've been denied our workers' compensation and our right to compensation. Because in order for them to not pay you compensation, you have had to have had like a dirty UA or you were horse playing. But guess what? It wouldn't matter, because it's a no-fault policy. It doesn't matter whose fault it was. But we all know that it was my company's fault, because I have the damaged arm to prove it. But but what they've done is unbelievable. This is the fraud that goes on. Lynn, an Idaho state politician, this is what you wrote to me on August 1st, 2013. Okay, there it is. And there's your signature down here. I am writing to respond to your phone message of July 31st of 2013. Through some unfathomable thought process, you continue to insist that I am your attorney and that I should call and discuss the case with you. I have not been your attorney since December of 2010. I am not going to be your attorney. I have specifically not responded to your many phone messages, emails, social media, contacts, attempts, faxes, because I am not your attorney. and I have nothing to communicate to you. A number of phone messages and postings have contained threats. Those have been reported to the police. If they were threats, Mr. Lynn Luker, I'd be in jail, which is I'm not. Do not call me anymore. Any further phone contact at my business, home, campaign, because he's been running, he ran for re-election again. I think it's like his 4th term or something like that. Yeah, they want to keep him there. Do not call me anymore. Any further phone contact at my business, home, campaign, or otherwise are not welcome and will be reported as phone harassment. Now that's our state politician. I can't contact him. Do not attempt to contact me in person or at my business, home, or any other place. This will be reported as trespassing. If you have legal documents that you feel you need to copy me on, do that through the legal process set up by the court rules. Well, that's what I'm doing. Same as you do it. Well, no, I'm doing it legally. I'm sorry. Do not consider this letter an invitation to respond or further contact me. It is not. Well, Mr. Lynn Luker, you said, I could do it through the documents here. But Mr. Luker, now I'm going to show you why, Mr. Luker, you are my attorney, and how you left your client abandoned. December 29th of 2010. Right here, Mr. Lynn Luker. On December 23rd, 2010, okay, this is your letter that you wrote to me, okay? Exhibit F, because what it is, Lynn Luker, it's what's in the filings that you did in regards to my complaint to the state bar, okay? Now this is what it says. Dear Jim, encloses a copy of the Industrial Commission's order granting my withdrawal from the case. It indicates that you are now representing yourself and telling another attorney, if any, how he likes to emphasize that, if any, files an appearance in this matter, which I haven't been able to. So he must have knew what was going on already. You see what I mean? Because he does work as a government employee or something like that, or whatever it's called. Okay? Because he sits there on District 15, an elected officer who gets paid money. Also enclosed are copies of my affidavit of service of the order granting withdrawal. As indicated, I have indicated that the Commission may want to set amount owed for fees and costs until the matter is resolved by decision or settlement. Regarding deposition copies, the copy of your deposition is in the exhibit books. Your copy of the exhibits and all of the pleadings which I organized. No, you didn't, Mr. Oh, yeah, you sure did organize it. Excuse me. You organized it in the way where you were putting fraudulent documents in there and altered material, Mr. Lynn Luker. Because these records that I have that have been altered were in the pleadings that you dropped off at the Industrial Commission for me to pick up. So that whole year between January of 2011 until they did their findings of facts in May 2nd of 2012, you guys were doctoring things up, weren't you? And you, Mr. Lynn Luker, were changing if people were looking into it. Between 2011, January 2011, and 2012, Lynn Luker, you were changing rules on how things are done at the Industrial Commission. How complaints are filed, how affidavits are taken, how the things are done under oath. Oh, Mr. Lynn Luker, is that because of what you did to me? Because what you do is you come into the picture on injured workers, find out what's going on, screw the injured worker to protect the state. And then you go back and you do your little rulemakings and change the laws and the rules, how things are working, so it works to your all benefit. That's what you do, Mr. Lynn Luker. And if I'm lying, then come and sue me. Regarding, let's see here. Regarding deposition copies and copies of your deposition is in the exhibit books. Your copy of the exhibits and all of the pleadings which I organized are at the Industrial Commission in Boise for you to pick up. The Industrial Commission, 700 Clearwater Lane in Boise. or at the commission in Boise for you to pick up. I did receive copies of the deposition of Joulons or Dr. Hansen. Oh, I did not receive copies of the depositions of Joulons or Dr. Hansen yet. If you want copies, you will need to make arrangements with the court reporter for a copy. That means I'm going to have to pay for it now because he is my attorney. He was supposed to be there for me. You know, because an attorney's not supposed to take a case unless he can follow it all the way through. At address. I did order and receive an electronic copy of the transcript of the hearing on November 18th and November 10th. The transcript, I did order and received an electronic copy of the transcript of the hearing on November 18th of 2010. The transcript is in 4 different formats, which I was computer illiterate, trust me. You know, I just learned the computer in the last couple of years since I've lived here in Washington, where I was allowed to move forward and see my doctors over here before, you know, and then they cut me off over here in Washington. Yeah, 4 different formats. Why would he do that? Include Word, ADOPS, whatever that is, files, plus easier to read 4 to a page, condensed files. I have copied all of the different format files onto the enclosed CD. Finally, I was contacted by several different blah, 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 okay, doctors, you know, because they didn't pay bills like they should have. These are bills that have been presented in your claim. West Valley Hospital, Idaho, yeah, Holy Rosary Hospital, Dr. Shai, but this is where it's at, right here on the end of it. Okay, the last section. Okay, last section there, if you want to take a little freeze it and take a look at it. At this point, you are free to contact Defense Counsel and the Industrial Commission to work out the balance of the depositions and briefing and discuss medical and other issues that you feel are at issue. I do sincerely wish you the best. However, at this point, I am done with the case and with fighting with you over how to present your case. You may do so as you wish, subject to the rules of the commission as they may allow. Now, Lynn Luker, you know what's happening now then, because the hearing's already happened. You didn't call anybody on my behalf, not one single person, because that's what's coming up here in a little bit, is, you know, anyway, don't want to get off subject. But Lynn Luker, so, based upon this letter that you wrote in regards to how you know, what did I do with it? My paperwork just kind of disappears. Let's see here, notice. Oh, here it is. My bad. Here I was trying to do it on time base. Just right here, it says some phantom thought. Well, that's because of this here, Mr. Luker. Because as of what you stated here, on December 23rd, at this point, I am done with. Well, anyway, let's see here. I am done with the case. Oh, there it is. I am done with the case and with fighting you over to present your case. You may do so as you wish, okay? That's fine, Mr. Lynn Luker. But right here, on December 29th of 2010, Dear Jim, this is just written confirmation that I received your letter of December 27th of 2010, asking that I accept the last offer of the $120,000 to close your claim. And I contacted Mr. Hall according to your request. As we discussed on the phone yesterday, that would have been on the 28th. As we discussed on the phone yesterday, the Serenity chose to change its offer. Okay, the offer is still $120,000, but now they want credit for the impairment previously paid of $27,531.90 of Dr. Hansen's, the one that did the surgery on my arm. They now want credit for the impairment rating of $27,531.90
There is also a child support lien outstanding of $4,000. Well, at least my child support's paid off, which would have to be paid from the settlement. That would leave a new fund available before attorney fees and cost of $88,096.03. You indicate that you were not interested in that offer, and I conveyed that to Mr. Hall. Therefore, we are back to the status before your letter of December 27th of 2010, where the order of the withdrawal is effective, and I am no longer involved in the case. I understand that you did pick up the files from the Industrial Commission. I am sorry that this last attempt, okay? Well, you know what, Mr. Lynn Luker? Okay? I hired you back, Mr. Lynn Luker, right here. This is my letter that you wanted me to write to you, and I did, and I faxed it to you. Fax confirmation sheet, and I got the original. I would like for you to move forward. Oh, dear Lynn Luker, December 27, 2010, sent to your office, Mr. Lynn Luker, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1706, but you got it. I kind of wonder about that, but you know, I would like for you to move forward and settle my claim for the $120,000 on claim number 20080135505. I will also close my claim for Social Security disability, as you requested me to do. You know, and now I know why, because of what I found in the records that I have posted over it. So you see, Mr. Lynn Luker, you're still my attorney. Okay? I didn't agree for you to quit. You left your client abandoned, Lynn Luker. You're a quitter. As quitters do. You are not, as an attorney, to take a case unless you can follow that case completely through the finish. And then, Lynn Luker, there are depositions to be done. Not by you, of course, because you weren't having anybody done. No depositions done on my behalf. But the state insurance fund was. And they had, because they had to stop about five depositions when you quit, Mr. Lynn Luker. And they were all to be done in that little bit of a time between the 24th or something, 23rd, over, you know. As a matter of fact, there was one to be done on the 21st, but we quit on the 20th. And I guess it was ran on the 23rd. So you see, Lynn Luker, you are still my attorney. And this is how they take advantage of us workers. When we get injured on the job, because we've given up our right to sue our companies for workers' compensation as a no-fault accident. That means it's supposed to be, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. So in reality, based upon my physicians, that was never called. Dr. Cy Steinberg, my psychiatrist from Lifeways, Jay Wickham, my counselor from Lifeways, my physical therapist, Ken Cowser, was never called. The only doctor, or my pain management, for my pain that I'm in 24/7 for the rest of my life, Dr. Moreland, nobody. The only doctor that was called, that was in regards on my side, in regards to my arm, was my surgeon, Dr. Hansen. And you know what, Lynn Luker? You're not even the one that did his. They did. Just like Dr. Steinberg, you know, and Jay Wickham, I found out also that they, on November 8th of 2010, they set up, a request to do depositions on Dr. Cy Steinberg, my psychiatrist, that was never called. But, so you see, that's how we get taken advantage of. They have people in government as attorneys, and when something's not going their way, they pull that attorney in to represent somebody that doesn't have an attorney. And then they screw them. Help me be heard. Help me show that laws need to be changed in Idaho, in all workers' compensation, just not mine, everywhere. So things like this don't be taken on other people, injured workers. Because when you file a complaint, in Idaho anyway, about how the findings of facts and conclusions of law of the Industrial Commission, you've got to file it to the Industrial Commission. Because right now, I have to be sitting over here in Idaho from Washington, next week sometime, but I can't get the truth out of my attorney over there, for trespassing on the Industrial Commission's property, which is our right, because that's where our hearings are held. Because I was found guilty of a criminal trespassing. I did 10 days in jail, going to the Industrial Commission, which is held as a court, to have them fix their wrong, based upon the Supreme Court, because they've taken my injury, because Dr. Hansen was involved in a 2005 injury out of another state. They took some of his records out of the 2005 injury, his records in 2006, though, modified them into my 2008 injury that almost cost me my life, to make it look like this injury didn't exist, and I lied to all my physicians. If you don't believe me, come see me. I'll show you the documents that nobody's wanting me to go over there to show. Because right now, I may face some more time when I go over there next week. Because I have filed an appeal, and I put out there what my attorney right now has been doing for me. Nothing. So where do I stand? I need some help here, but I can't get it, so I'll have to do it on my own. But that's okay, because I'm not a quitter, as Lynn Luker is. Because I can no longer work. This is about me not being able to work, do the work I was accustomed to make a living. I'm done. And they're trying to say that I lied to my physicians, and they were remitted back money. And if you go by their findings of fact, I was only paid for 77 days of time loss throughout all the years. 77 days. From April 17, 2008, till I guess my hearing of 10 of November. But in reality, I haven't seen nothing. So, but they were remitted back money, but Lynn Luker was paid money for representing me and quitting on my case and my Social Security. So help me be heard. I'm trying to show that laws need to be changed and that workers' compensation